Greetings. Welcome back to another cup conversation. Food for thought with me, Nidra Simmons. Sorry. Thank you for joining the live, all of you out there. The umbrella that I want to go over. Oh, first of all, let me start off by saying I do not own the rights to the music. It is just music playing in the background. I'm not here to promote no artists or no commercials that may come on the line. That is just part of the radio. Please like, share, and subscribe so that my content could reach others. I'm on many platforms. As always, I always come on and start off by giving honor and glory to Mother, Father, God, Universe, the Creator. So thank you, God, for waking us up this morning. Thank you for watching over us throughout the night. Thank you for the food in which we receive as nourishment for our bodies. Thank you for the tea in which we're drinking. Thank you for keeping us safe and secure. Continue to provide for us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in every way possible. Continue to have your way in our life, dear God. God, you are truly, truly an awesome God and worthy of all the praises. Thank you for keeping us safe and protecting us. Keep us fully dressed in the full armor of God, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of God's holy word, but the truth and truth of peace. God, you are truly, truly an awesome God. I repent of all my sins, knowing and unknowing, and ask for forgiveness. And God, I pray that you continue to keep us and bless us. These blessings I pray in your holy name. Also giving much respect and gratitude to our big brother Jesus, to the archangels, guardian angels, all the angels in the highest Christ light, ancestors, guardian ancestors, spirit team, here and far. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for always being there with us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, someone just came up here to be live, and then it has a description on there. I didn't know. I'm just not seeing the description. Okay, well, if it's on there and if you're going to try to make me uncomfortable, why would I accept your life? I don't understand that. But okay, you live and you learn every day. But yeah, the umbrella that I'm coming from today is important life advice. By all means, I'm not saying take my advice. I am open for you to join the conversation and we can share some advice that we can talk about. But I want to come on and just share some important life advice. I'm all about encouraging. I'm all about uplifting. I'm all about trying to help people move in a positive standpoint or positive area. And I thank you for coming on. Please like the live as you come on. Let me know that you are out there and appreciate the content. I always ask God less of me and more of God so that I can flow and touch God's people, or everybody, with all God's people, to touch everybody in a positive way, to motivate and encourage you to want to go forward and move forward. When I first saw this topic, when I clicked on it, I thought it was saying positive people or positive life. But one of the advice I can give you in your life is to stay around positive people. You don't want to constantly be around negative people. You want to be around positive people because you want to know that life is more than just being sad and feeling sorry for yourself. Life is more than that. Life is more than just talking about other people and standing behind the scenes. Life is so much more than staying around people that's not positive. You want to be around positive people because it gravitates and wants you to go forward and wants you to do better. You want to see people that's accomplished and having things, and you want to be around them and then, ask them how you get that and learn from them. We are here to help one another. Some people might think, no, I'm here to get mine and be the best that I want to be, but that's not the attitude to have. You should want to be the best and do what you want and get what you want in life, but you don't have to be by yourself to do that. There's things that you may go through that someone else is going through and you overcame it, and they may need help to get out of it. There may be things that somebody else has gone through and you might be getting into and don't know how to get through, but you're going to need them to help you get out of it. So it's a two-way street, just like the roads of cars. It's a two-way street. I constantly say, I'm going to stay in my lane, and I tell people to stay in their lanes. It's all that plays into the same visual mindset of staying in your lane and flowing in the direction that it's going. So I would advise all of us to stay next to or around positive people. Keep positive people in our crowds, because positive people is how we stay uplifted. You ever heard that saying, "You are what you eat"? Or if you've been married to someone for years, y'all start looking alike. That's all factual stuff. I mean, you're not going to turn into what you eat, but your attitude, your personality, your body, it'll change based off of what you eat. If you eat junk, you're going to feel like junk. If you eat nutritional, healthy stuff, you're going to feel more light. You're going to feel more loose and movable. You're not going to feel so heavy. So why not be around positive people? Because if you be around negative people, it's going to rub off on you. If you're around positive people, that'll rub off on you. So stay around positive people. If you get around negative people, okay, listen, it was nice having this conversation with you, but I think I'm gonna need to step away because this conversation is a little too depressing or not my speed. I had a guest. Thank you. I had a guest that came on yesterday, and the conversation was turning one way. He politely said, "Okay, I'm going to have to excuse myself," because he's seen the conversation was going a different way. Don't be afraid to say, "Okay, look, thank you, but no thank you." Sorry, but not sorry. Peace. Talk to you later. Uplift your spirits. You don't want to bring nobody else down, and you don't want nobody to bring you down. Um, but yeah, we can help one another. How you doing? I see you back on the live today. Thank you. You know when to walk away. Yeah, you need to know when to walk away. And gossip and gossip is very enticing. I mean, I work in a place where people can gossip all the time. So what I started doing is bringing headsets. And if I see people coming in, because I'm not in an area that I work by myself, I will take my headset on and go to my area and I will tune out. They'll look at me and I'm not even looking at them. You can feel the eyeballs staring. I'm still looking at what I'm doing. I'm focusing on where I'm at. I'm not trying to get into the conversation or the gossip. Although it might be juicy, something you want to hear, but no, I don't want to be a part of it. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you. Um, so yeah, you want to stay away from all of the negativity, all of the low vibration stuff. You want to stay positive. You want to, yes, that's right. Nothing's good coming from it. That negative and drama brings us. It does, and sometimes people do that as a trap too to pull you in, and then leave you right in the middle of it. Can set you up. Somebody could be coming in and set you up right in the middle of something that you didn't even ask to be a part of. You were just in your place where you work at, and then they set you up with the conversation, the extra drama, the extra gossiping. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, you need to stay around positive people. That is one of, I think, life's important advice is to stay around positive people and keep yourself positive. Some people love to get you going. Yeah, there's people that love to get you out of character, and if you already have that foresight to see that that's what they're doing, don't ignore it. Use that as your what is it, strategy of way of preparing to get out of the situation. You need to be able to be aware of your surroundings. I often say, be aware of your surroundings, stay focused, be alert. I mean, I understand sometimes we're tired, we're sleepy. That's probably the most time when you want to make sure that you are alert, because there's people that's looking at you, that's trying to try to catch you when you're not alert. And sometimes you may not look alert, and that could be your defense. So that way you can catch people every time. But I'm not saying that I'm paranoid or negative and thinking everybody has it out for me, but I'm not putting it way in the back of my head either. I understand that people don't like me, and I'm okay with that, because that's not my problem, that's their problem. And this I've learned from years of life living, years of things happening to me for no apparent reason. So I'm not oblivious, and I don't know if I said that right, to the fact that there might be people out there that is against me, but I'm not going to give them all of my attention. I'm not going to give them my forefront attention. I'm going to be aware of my surroundings, and I'm going to pay attention to everything that I see and I'm going to take everything at face value, and I'm going to move along that path. So that way I know how to maneuver and go forward in life. Life is a strategy. Life is a playbook. Life is is pie charts and bar graphs. It's all how you. Everyone won't like you. It's okay. You're right. Life is what you make it, and there is no set book about how life is going to be. David and Saul was both anointed by God, but Saul was always trying to attack the exactly. And Saul didn't have nothing against David at first when David was doing something for Saul. David came in and played the music and gave him peace and all that. No problems. Wasn't until David True Colors was coming out and Saul True Colors was coming out, and he was jealous of a child. David was a child compared to Saul. And he let jealousy, envy, and all of that negative stuff in the world take him over to go against a child. The child that is the same age as his son, around the same age as his son. So we want to stay around positive people. We don't want to let the cares of this world, all of the negative stuff get into us. If God has given you foresight, given you an idea of what these things look like, why would you run into it? If you already know what it looks like and what it feels like and so forth, that's your cue to, okay, I know, stay away from it. That's why I always say, go through your emotions. Don't skip out on your emotions. You have to go through the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the excellent, the best, to overwhelmingly awesome. You have to go through all of that because you need to know what it feels like. So when it's your turn to live in this life, to get through where you got to get through, you know already how to maneuver through these obstacles. You have an idea or a clue on how to get past it because you personally had a relationship with these emotions and feelings. So that's why I always say, if you go back and look at most of my posts, I never say run from your emotions. You have to deal with your emotions. And then I also say too, when you look back in the past, you can deal with the emotions if you have not dealt with the emotions in the past. Because if you run from these emotions, they stick with you through life. You can be well in your 70s dealing with something that took place when you were in your single digit numbers, 9, 5 years old. You can't you can't bring back the situation because the situation has already happened. It's gone. It's in the past. You've grown, the other person grown, it's done with. But that emotion, that emotion that you have inside you that has not been developed, that you have to fix. Okay? And the only way you know if that's an issue is if something triggers you. Now, my thing is, I pray that it doesn't trigger you to do something crazy. Because you sit here and you wonder why some people wait until they get older in their ages to go to jail. It's because they have emotions and feelings and things that they didn't deal with in the past. Something triggered them and it gave them a negative response, and they did a negative action that caused them that negative consequence. We don't need to run from none of our emotions and feelings. If people hurt us, feel that emotion. Do what you need to do at that moment. Go through it. If you have to cry, cry. If you got to scream and holler, scream and holler. Do it safely without hurting nobody. Don't stop. Like when people pass away, I don't ever say don't cry. Cry. And whenever you feel the urge to cry, cry. You have to get past these emotions. And sometimes you're going to have to go through these emotions 10 times. But I guarantee you by the 10th time, it's not going to hurt as bad as it did the first. It's not going to hurt as bad as it did the 5th. It's not even going to hurt as bad as it did the 8th. By the time you get to that 10th, the pain has been eased. And before you know it, if you were a person who was keeping track of somebody who's no longer with you by months or days, it's going to turn into years. And each person is different. I'm not saying that everybody's going to be the same way, but I am saying by that 10th time, it's not going to hurt as bad as it did the first. Because you're going through the emotions. You're dealing with the emotions. You're not letting it sit and then other emotions sit on top and sit on top. You're not trying to make yourself the hawk. Because the hawk waits till things get too extreme and then explode. I'm pretty sure if David Banner could do journaling, and when he was getting a little bit upset, and this is my opinion, my emotion. If he learned to write down journals, he was always mixing stuff up and typing. He could even typing stuff down. I'm feeling this way, and just write it down. Go sit out in nature and calm himself down before he got to that point. I guarantee you, he wouldn't be the Hulk. He'll just be a big, strong man that can control his emotions. Thank you for the compliments. But yeah, I never say don't go through the emotions. So life advice is to deal with every emotion that comes your way. Don't put it on pause. Don't put it under the blanket. Don't put it aside. Deal with it right then and there. If you feel angry, I always say practice breathing exercises. Breathe in, breathe out. This too shall pass. I speak out something positive. I don't just let the anger come in and take over. No, I let it. If I have already anger in me, I'm going to breathe it in and breathe out. And I'm going to say something positive because I'm in control of who I am. I'm in control of what this vessel can do. So I'm going to tell it that this anger is going to go away by me breathing it out. And I'm going to say, peace, be still, because I'm going to be in charge of my emotions. I'm telling that anger, you out, but peace is going to be here with me. I'll breathe in again. I breathe out. To God be the glory. I know my God gives glory. God is glory. I'm saying something positive. I'm taking over the narrative. I'm changing the atmosphere. We can collab. Your video is going viral. TikTok. Can we collab? Your video is going viral. What does that mean? You want to be a guest on here? Explain into detail what you mean. Saying a whole lot of nothing. Oh. Saying a whole lot of nothing. Okay. You don't have to take my advice for it. But if you ever get upset, try it. And then let me know how you feel. But anyway. The topic over here is the umbrella of the topic is important life advice. Knowing your surroundings. Knowing those who out there is trying to seek attention. One of your videos has 1 million views that you posted talking about praying. I didn't know that. What video was that? Good morning. How are you doing today? I'm great. How are you all out there doing? Okay, I'm looking at the comments. But anyway, I got excited there for a moment. But yeah, stay positive. Stay with positive people. Breathe in, breathe out. Use your exercises. You don't have to take my advice for it. You can always find something else better that works for you. Just keep it safe. Don't hurt nobody else in the process. Someone said I was talking a whole lot of nothing. Well, you have a choice to swipe on by. How you doing? Hey, can you pray for me? I want to be on your next video. It's trending. Okay, thank you for wanting to be on the next video. When I come on and pray, I pray for everybody. And thank you for liking the videos. It's much appreciated. But if you have any suggestions or any advice or any other ideas or points that you want to bring out so that we all can use to, have as important life advice, I always say, life is what you make it. Appreciate the gift, the present. It is so important. That's a gift that God gives us. It's the right here, the right now, the present, the current time that we're in. Whatever decision and choices you make now will have an effect on your future. So we need to be aware of our surroundings, be aware of our choices, our decisions. It's going to play a role in our future. Just like from the past, it was other people's life choices and decisions and so forth that played a role on our lives and our upbringing. There's things that took place down generations down the line that people did carelessly that we're paying for today. Or we paid for it throughout the day, whether it was carelessly or not carelessly, depending on whatever life or whatever was dealt for them. We're living that those consequences now. Need more people like you on TikTok. How did you start praying like that? Everyone is responding. Is reposting the video. Well, thank you. And real life lessons. And once you learn, once you know better, you do better. And the reason why I came on and want to share with people this way is because I went through life without the physical bodies around me. So I went through a lot of things by myself. I fought a lot of battles by myself. And so I thought physically by myself, but spiritually, I've learned I was never alone. I've always had my spiritual spirit team and God around me. And because I couldn't see them with the naked eye, I felt like I was by myself. But once I realized I was not by myself, I give them respect and gratitude every day, because I thought I was by myself when I realized I'm not. I'm not by myself. God has always been there for me and with me. Even when I turned away from God, God has always been there. God has never forsaken me. And my spirit team has always been there. And I'm grateful for my spirit team because they stayed there and they pushed me until I got to where I need to be. And I'm still a work in progress. Never saying I'm perfect. Y'all can send me an invitation. I don't know when your lives go live. So when you guys come on, send me an invitation or DM me. Let me know you're about to go live, or it should flag if you follow me, and then I can check out your lives. I put too much of that liquid stuff in that tea. It's sweet, but yeah. I hope that what I'm saying makes sense. I hope that you all understand where I'm coming from. What would you do if there was a super tiny speck sized person stuck in drink? What would you do? Got me looking in my cup. I wouldn't drink it. Post a new video. You're trending. All right, I will do that. But yeah, some other important life advice is to treat people the way that you want to be treated. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. And in order for you to do that, you need to spend that one-on-one time with yourself. You need to meditate with yourself and with God. And God yourself need to check yourself on a regular basis. We change. We're not the same person as we were last month, last year, last couple of years. We change. So we need to do that self-check. We have to come in and say, okay, God, let's meditate, breathe, read, clear your mind and learn yourself all over again. Because when life be lifing, you realize you're either weaker than you thought or stronger than you thought. So if you're stronger than you thought, then you know that you're going to have to continue on with what you're doing, keep them healthy boundaries, or set healthy boundaries, or keep moving. If you're weaker than what you thought, then you're going to have to learn to set healthy boundaries, attainable boundaries that you can follow. And then you're going to have to set boundaries for other people that you're not going to let them take over who you are. You need to always do these self-evaluations, self-check. It's important. You need to know and keep up with what you're going to do, because you can be in relationships and you realize after that relationship has ended, you're not going to put up with half of the stuff that you were in when that last relationship was. And then you realize there's some things you want to work on about yourself. So we got to always do, and thank y'all for agreeing. You're going to have to always do these self-evaluations and these self-checks on yourself, because it's you against this world, you and God. And you, that's what it is. God is always in the center. So I don't exclude it, but for those that didn't hear me say it, God is always in me. It's you against you in this world. And you're going to have to find ways to get yourself, stay prayed up, that's true, to get to where you need to go. Once you learn how to love you and appreciate you and respect you, it's going to show outward. You're not going to put up with a lot of stuff. And then you're going to be able to tell people what you're not dealing with, what you will deal with. And then you can teach people how to treat you because you know how you treat you. You're not going to let nobody treat you less than how you treat yourself. So I said all that to say is, bottom line, love yourself, and then you can learn how to tell people how to treat you. Well, if people stray away, they weren't for you. What I've learned through life is God put people in your life for times, reasons, and seasons. We don't have the time frame of how long they're supposed to be in our life. God does. And when it's time for them to go, who are we to change God's mind? I tell God what to do. They just got to go. That's right. Life goes on. When one door closes, God opens up another. When 5 people leave, 10 more better will come. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're not at a loss. Sometimes God puts you aside to be solidly alone. What's if solid alone? Isolated, so that you can see where you at, what you've done, what you need to do, who you are. When you're in that isolated time, that's not a time to just sleep and eat and no, that's that time you spend meditating and praying and fasting and journaling and get to know who you are and spend time with God. And then once you get regrouped and to the point to where you need to be around people, that's when you come out. I was someone that's been isolated for years. But the vibe from others will give you the option to give them time or not. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you use your intuition and your discernment, and if the vibe flows with that, then that's what you work on. You got tools in your body to know who you should be around and who you shouldn't. Don't ignore it. Sometimes you put in isolation because you're ignoring your discernment and your intuition, and you need to take time to clear your mind, your thoughts, and remove the stress, and to go ahead and let God make you over again through the fasting and praying and the journaling, and going back and looking at how far you've come and what you've overcome and so forth. Yeah, no, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. I've done that for years, and it just goes over and over. It's like Groundhog's Day. You're like, darn, when is this gonna stop? You just keep repeating the activities, the actions that you've been going through. Yeah. So, but yeah, life is what you make it. Important life advice is to, learn from what you see. You don't always have to go through things to allow life to be your teacher. God placed people in our lives ahead of us to help us. You have your parents, you have your grandparents, and utilize your grandparents. Call them. That's right. Learn from them. Call your grandparents if they're still living, and your aunts and your uncles and so forth, and ask questions. Learn who you are. Learn what they know about your history, and jot it down and keep it going. It's important. They have a lot of knowledge and wisdom. Don't just say, okay, that's my granny, I'm not going to talk to her. No, spend some time with them. I don't have any of my grandparents, but when I had my grandparents, I asked questions. Now, my grandmother on my mother's side, I was there with her most of the time. So I talked to her when she was around and when I was there. But my grandmother on my father's side, I had to call her because I wasn't around her as much. I would have liked to have been, but life started life for me at a real early age. So I had kids and I had to work. So I didn't have time to bring my family over there. I did though, but that was with part of my family. But I did call, I did keep in touch with her, and I did ask questions, and she gave me a lot of knowledge. She let me know, the background, what I am part of, half of, whatever the case might be. Okay, I understand that. Well, then there's photo albums. Do you have photo albums and maybe letters or things? Go and look and see about all those things. And then for the ones that are living in your family, ask them questions about who is this, what, get to know some things and what are some of the things that they overcame. There's a lot of things that, oh, not at all. Okay. Well, Only thing I could suggest is just seek God and pray, and God can help us and answer us through many different things. You can have dreams that you may not understand, but it will have an impact or some type of connection to your lifeline or family line, not lifeline as in your history. Because I've had dreams before, and I'm like, wow, what where is this? You talk to God and ask God. That's what it is. Because I've had several dreams, and I did not understand the dream, but I wasn't scared or nervous in the dream, and I get a feeling about this dream. So and that takes that one-on-one meditation time, and you to get to understand and feel certain things. You have to clear all this worldly stuff off. You have to meditate and spend time with yourself and with God. I don't care. I start from now with my kids, and that's good. You are your we are all our ancestors for the generations that's coming up above us. And so you should keep a journal for what you know now, and anything that you remember from the past. That's excellent. That's an awesome thing to do. I tried to, I had, I don't know my father, but my kids know. That's, you know what? That's all that matters. I know of my father, but I have no pictures of me and my father. He's still alive, living to this day. I have no pictures of me and him together. I have a picture of him by himself and with him with all of other children in the family, but not with me and him. And you know what? I'm cool with that now. It bothered me a little while it bothered me for a while, but it's okay because I know who I am. I know who he is. And I can tell my kids about who he is. So that's all that matters. If I don't have the proof of the pictures, I have the actual proof of my life, my words that I can leave with my children. And then they can leave with their children and so forth. So you be that generational breaker and do the positive thing and be that man, that father in your kids' life and be there for them and to, leave some trinkets of stuff that they can have to know about, you and your generation. Because the way this world is moving, no child should have to search their parents. Parents should find you. I agree. I agree. I agree. You don't know how much I agree about that one. Because you got some parents that won't come and see about their grown children and their grandchildren that's now grown. But you know what? That is not a loss for you. It's a loss for them. Worry about all of the beautiful, wonderful blessings God has bestowed in you that you are bringing down to your children and that generation of what you feel a family should be like. You are the one that's making that. You're the one that's birthing that because you're keeping that alive in your family. So you're doing something outrageously big. Everything that we do in life at this standpoint right now is history in the making. Because when future comes, we're not going to have a lot of this intimate type of knowledge or information that we can share with our family. Everything is going to be so, and this is just my thought, so non-personal. Everything is going to be so electronically controlled. All of the feelings and emotions that naturally come within humans, they're going to find a way to copy that, but it's not the original, so that it flows with the electronics. So all of this stuff that we're doing right now, we're history in the making. We're the ancestors of our children's children. Drugs and all kinds of things in the sky are raised. Yeah, that's this sinful world that we live in. That's why we have to at some. It just takes one to share to the other, and then as they share on and on to others, then we can have some people that now know how to move forward in a way that we have to properly move forward. That kind of sounded plain, but we are the backbone, what's left of the foundation of what backbones are. Because the way life is going, the way that this generation is microwave. We are the stove with the skillet, the old-fashioned cooking. That's what we are. The children is the microwave. And then it's going to be something faster than the microwave that comes after that. That's all you can do is try. I dropped something. All you can do is try. That's all you can do. I wouldn't expect anything more from anybody. All I do is try. There is no perfect person here on this planet. We are all striving daily to get to where we have to go. And that's all we can do is try. And that's all that is expected, is for you to try. I am good. How are you doing? North Carolina. That is where I'm coming from live. But yeah, thank you for all the hearts. Much appreciated. But yeah, important life advice is you can try. All we expect, or all one should expect, is that you try. And another important life advice is to never give up. Never give up. Conover, North Carolina. I don't know where that is. It is 8:36. I had a late start today. I usually get up around 4. I got up at 4, did my devotion, and I said, I'm going to turn back over. And that's what I did. It's Saturday, so I did not rush to get up because I get up early every day. I am in North Carolina, yes. Good morning. But yeah, stay positive. Never give up. No, I'm not in Charlotte. I'm in Williamston, North Carolina, a little town that has just a Walmart. But anyway, the umbrella that I was coming under is important life advice. And I thank you all for sharing and giving your input on this topic. It's to help everybody. I appreciate it. By no means do I say use what I say or say what I say. I'm just here to give some advice or some other ways of looking at things. Thank you. You have a wonderful day too. So yeah, stay positive. Don't give up. The race is not given to the swift, it's given to the one who endures to the end. We're not supposed to look like how somebody else is handling situations. You can only handle situations the best way that you know how to. I work at okay. I still don't know what that is, but okay. Thank you for joining the live. Much appreciated. So some other advice to important life advice is moderation. And that can go across the board with food. That can go across the board with how you spend your time. That can go across the board with how much you're giving yourself to your job, how much you're giving yourself to the cares of this world. Moderation is something that after Asheville. Okay. That's probably a couple of hours away from me, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. But yeah. Moderation. That's what I was talking about. Moderation. Do things in moderation. I don't push drugs or alcohol or anything like that. But I do know we have people that celebrate. There's graduations that's come up. There's parties and different things. And if by chance you indulge, Uh, I think I may have seen that in the passing. Um, but anything you do in moderation. You eat snacks, sweets. I love sweets, but you have to do that in moderation. Junk food, moderation. So, exercising. If you're in a gym, moderation. You don't want to go out there and just go and just do all these heavy things and end up messing up yourself inwardly because you don't see the pain outwardly. So, important life advice is to do things in moderation. It can go all the way across the board. I just threw out some examples of what um, it might do, but I don't know that Dirty Thumbs food truck. I think I may have saw that in passing. Do you go out to the colleges when they have their games? They have those vendor trucks that be out there, like in Wilson and what's the other, like Barton College? Because that name does look familiar. Maybe I saw it in passing on the highway. Um, but yeah, we've been on for 40 minutes. I'm gonna try to stretch it out for another 10 minutes before I get off the live. But I do appreciate you all coming out here to see about what I have to say. No, I was down there 2 years ago. That's probably where I saw you at then. 2 years, maybe. Or either Chapel Hill, one of those schools that had these but that name sounds familiar. Um what else? But yeah, I appreciate you all coming on. I thank you all for the gifts, the hearts, and all that good stuff that comes up here. Thank you. Thank you for the roses. Um, much appreciated. Um, but yeah, life is what you make it. Stay around positive people. Keep yourself positive, and stay away from the gossip. It's nothing but trouble. Even if you think it's innocent, it's nothing but trouble. Stay away from gossip. Um, try to be encouraging to others. Learn yourself because you I'm stuttering. You know how upset or how angry, how mad you get. So you have a thermometer within yourself. When you feel like that thermometer is rising and you getting heated, back away, do things, act before you know that things are gonna get out of hand, especially if you already know how somebody is. Um, try to make sure that you can get a strategic plan and how you can maneuver out of the situation so that you don't get yourself out of character. Because we have people here that just want to get people out of character. They want to find a reason for you to outlook them in a negative way because you already outpower them in a positive way. So keep that leverage of staying positive. You should always focus on you, but sometimes you can't stay away from people. Especially if you have to work and you work in a public place. You're going to always be around people. Oh, work, go home. Yeah, work and go home. That's all I do. Work and go home. It's sometimes boring, but it's much safer. You know, earn, make money, pay bills, do you? That's it. That's it. And you still treat people with respect. Because I do believe God placed people in lives for time, reasons, and seasons. And as you meditate and spend time with yourself and spend time with God, then you'll know when it's time to go or when it's time for other people to go because you're having that communication, that relationship with God, and you're talking back and forth with God, and you're learning yourself, and you're being reflected back through your memories of all the different phases and times of yourself. So all of that meditating and spending time with yourself is needed. It's much needed. Trying to see if the sun is coming out, but it's another gloomy day outside. But it's all good. They're talking about snow tomorrow. I hear in some places. That's crazy. We've had spring weather all week long. Now we're gonna have some snow. But either way, I'm looking outside. I'm looking at these birds. I think they're all a little confused. Are you day trading? Am I day trading? What is that? But yeah, I'm gonna try to get outside of the patio and get grounded. So if you all out there can get grounded, get grounded. It has been a very interesting week. If your body's been going through different types of emotions of tiredness and get a small burst of energy and then you get extremely tired, and that's the time to go out and get grounded and regulate yourself until you get yourself at that peace, clear mind, clear body, clear soul, and then you can get ready to get started to do whatever's next. Being grounded is very important. Staying grounded is important. I did a video. I seen a lot of people that responded. Well, they didn't comment, but they liked it. And I had entitled it, "This is what grounding looks like." And it was just me sitting on the patio, just looking at God's creation, listening to God's creation, and just enjoying the breeze, just enjoying life. I can get lost on the patio for hours. It could be raining. Go out there at 8 o'clock, before you know it, it's 11:30. I'm hungry. And that's the only reason why I'm coming inside, because it's time to eat. Grand Rise, and I hope you have a blissful day. Thank you. Same to you. And keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, so if you can, take advantage of, if it's your day off. Girl, you always hungry. We all got to eat. It's a part of life. If you don't eat, your body's going to respond to you one way or the other. And I usually eat to survive. No, survive. Eat to survive, survive to eat. I don't eat because I want to eat. I eat because my body's telling me to eat. Although, Anyway, it's 47 minutes in that we've been on this live. So I, again, want to say thank you for all of you that contribute to the comments and on this live. This has been a cup of conversation and food for thought under the umbrella of important life advice. I hope that I said something that was helpful and encouraging. I hope that I said something that will allow you to see life that much clearer. I hope that I made it make sense to you that much more. So if I don't see you or any lives today, enjoy your Saturday. Make the best of your day. Remember to remember to get a peace of mind and relax and rejuvenate and, make time for you. Spend time with you and God today. Until next time, God loves you. I love you. Now you love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Peace. 99.